lot of pressure and an awful lot of risk now for map 2.
Yeah, man. I mean, they've played this map once so far this year. It's been their perma ban for basically the entirety of their time. As a squad, they played it once in at least a contender stage, which wasn't actually that long ago. But they lost to Dano Eklar, which isn't exactly a big name to be losing to, right? It's concerning. I don't really know what to expect out of Metizport on this one. It's not a great start either. As Kicksan's going to find the first immediately. The run boost of Sauce but cost him his life, and Shushful Blind going to find Adam. A chaotic start here. Heroic, I'm sure they've got a lot of confidence, but they've still got to find a pistol to start it.
Yeah, dodgy little fight here against Jaquinho as well. He's going to win it despite being quite low there, tagged down. 2 big kills from him, actually. He finds one at A main, then spins around for the next. What is going on with these Metizport pistols, by the way? Absolutely crazy in terms of the pathing, in terms of the calls. Just going to be Mr. NertZ all by himself. He knows that Jaquinho realistically could be anywhere. Going to make all the noise in the world and just try and find the kills as quickly as possible. ZTR doing well to play disciplined, give him the respect, move away, and work with his teammates. Oh, good find from NertZ, though. Solid read. 2v1 now. Jaquinho low, so Nilo has got to be careful not to go down. And NertZ just making his way around, try and isolate these fights and headshots. There goes another one. One more to go. Not a lot of time to do it. And Nilo just trying to play around that time. USB runs out of ammo, and that might just spell the end here. He's going to get the kill, but there's no time for the defuse. Metizport counting their lucky stars that it works out.
My God. That a little bit too close for comfort, I think we'd say, but around and around all the same. I think we are just doing a refresh of the hard before we get back on the way. But yeah, no, I mean, close. Way too close, but around is all that they matter, right? I think coming into Anubis, getting a pistol here, and a bit of early momentum is basically all that we care about. Now, if they can find form off the back of this, we said throughout the entirety of Vertigo, the big thing that let them down was consistency. They were just struggling to chain rounds together. They weren't able to find that kind of momentum. They weren't able to snowball, basically, I think the way they would hope to. This might alleviate a bit of the pressure on their shoulders, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't know if Heroic want to force. I normally would say don't force in these situations, but Heroic have called them a lot. Kicksan especially seems to be loving these force by calls into the second round, and especially of how close that was, that might even kind of spur them on and be like, you know, that was out to a 1v1 at the tail end. Yes, NertZ nearly pulled off a miracle. Can we then do upgraded pistols? Maybe. So I wouldn't even count out the fact that Heroic might go for a force buy here. They've done it before, especially throughout this tournament as well, to limited amount of success. But if they are able to find it, could really flip things super, immediately back in the head. Metizport, though, that is a sigh of relief. On a map in which we don't really even know what to expect out of them, we don't know how comfortable they are, that's going to help. Now they can be like, okay, thankfully, we can get a little bit of form out the gates early here. We can get some guns out nice and early, and surely we have a bit of that kind of, the odds and the numbers in our favor in a way, playing the percentages. We are going to see that force buy, though. Kicksan loves calling these. NertZ got a rifle to work with, too. On out of the realms of possibilities with a double D set up, an MP9 for Kicksan, too, and a scout. Just round it all out. Support, though, better buy for them. Lose this, they could be in trouble.
We are going to see, though, after quite an interesting start to this map. Heroic, of course, no strangers to the force buy, as you said. And also the force buy win on Vertigo was a pretty big deal, a pretty big turning point in that game. So they'll be looking to do that here again. Maybe a bit tougher on the CT end of things, but also more of a surprise factor. And you can see Metizport not too nervy, but certainly not wanting to give anything away in their game. They're going to quickly burst out onto the day, getting away with a really, really deep A main run here. Lovely little execute there. Molotov's in the right place. Smoke scares them off, and actually an instant save here from Heroic.
Bomb has been planted.
Yeah, I don't hate this, to be honest. You know, they instantly call for a bit of a gamble. It doesn't pay off in their favor. So, kind of, why risk it, right? You know, reset in towards the next. If they were to give this retake a go and fail, they wouldn't have any money to work with next round, and it will give Metizport a freebie of kind of not only the second, but the third, too. So, I like this call. A little bit slower from Kicksan. Just say, okay, full reset. Go again in towards the next. In these sort of buys as well, they do have to take gambles. doesn't work in their favor. But I mean, hey, at least they aren't pouring towards the next. So 2-0 star, Metizport. This is so needed for them. Metizport as well on this map, on their opponent's pick, deciding to start on that T side. And I like that call. It's a confident play. They're relying on the kind of just the fundamentals, basically. They know that they have the chance to do something. It is still a precarious spot. So, full save round. Known as a unicorn round there. Nobody dies, and the round is locked in favor for Metizport. That's good as well for the econ. It gives them good stability. It means they don't have to reinvest into anything. It means they can start to build up a little bit of cash on hand, which will take a weak swing from NertZ. He'll fall. At least the M4 scooped up a bit.
Slow build up from the T side. Oh, and well, look at your mini-map here, folks. Heroic have opted to bolster up A after that early frag, and unfortunately, they're not going A. They're going B. So Metizport looking good here. Should be able to find number 3 pretty comfortably.
Oh, anything for the rifle. I mean, you have money to work with next round, so you may actually well give this a go. Jaquinho just get dinked. I'd say he doesn't really want to stick around. Molotov comes in towards Temple. Double stack here as well. I'm actually going to go quite literally stack each other's heads. If they fight in, at the very least, should trade 1 for 1. ZTR going to make it a second, though. That's good work. And now there really isn't enough to work with.
Nikados trying to just isolate this one kill. ZTR, despite being low, is not found. So they are a little lucky there on the Metizport side to actually not lose anybody at all. Big springboard in the early rounds for the T side then, as Heroic will move round for their buy. And AWP coming out. Numerous M4s. It'd be nice to see at least 1 kit, fellas. You got plenty of cash. There you go. Tessus can afford it, as can NertZ in the end. There we go. Okay, good. I was going to say a little bit of a bad habit of some players to just hold on to that extra bit of cash and neglect to buy the fused kit. It's sometimes a bit of extra responsibility at this level of the game.
Tessus. Decent little chip damage there. It does leave now Nilo and Adam at least vulnerable to a degree. One-tap headshot is available with the M4s. Sospa's low as well. Let's spot this early chip damage and early spam damage that they've taken. It is small positives for Heroic. They're sticking together, grouping 2 through A, 3 through B. They're leaving mid open, but Kicksan playing a pixel peek here. Smoke on the side. Molotov up close and towards camera. This is where things could get a little dicey. Kicksan going to be tested, but he's holding Util. The second they try and pop through, that's when he'll try to slow them down.
.40 left on the clock. Metizport with a full rotation around. Going to give A go in the latter stages. Utility coming out. Mid flank, mid presence. Let's see. This is a very interesting setup. Very aggressive setup from Heroic. Off angle from Shush is a bit awkward to deal with. However, traded instantly. It's Kicksan that stays alive and somehow is not backstabbed. Cover is here. They've not given themselves enough time nor utility to deal with the A setup. Heroic on the board.
Response, like we said, that kind of body system they played there. Kicksan, he scored that well. He's also played it well individually too. Heroic find that first full buy effectively. That will give them a lot of space, a lot of room. However, though, if you look at Metizport, they can buy back in. Like I say, Jaquinho will pick up that AK late, but they can reinvest in. First, look at a true full buy between these two sides as well. Good test. Let's see what Nicholas' AWP can do as well. CT side AWPing on this map is actually quite forgiving. SS. Nate did good damage last round. Not to be this time. Sitting up close here. NertZ will re-smoke in. I know Vice in a bit of pressure here. Of course, the main thing, that'll chip away that clock quite considerably.
Bit speedier here from Metizport, trying to lay down some damage. Molotovs will give them control of Dark here. NertZ in towards the pillar. Flash coming in, but yeah, gotta be careful on these peaks. He's brave. He wins it. Tessus to back him up. And Heroic finally finding their feet here. 3 kills to none will mean that they are in the winnable position again.
Swing and a find. Nilo left alone. B5 and... yeah, well, that'll be it. Unless Nilo can pull off another one of those sort of rounds. Did a 1v5 yesterday. So you can never really count this kid out. Does at least get the first with Shush dropping. He just does have the time to work with this time. 20 seconds. Plant would at least extend that clock above his head, but not easy. He's not given a chance of the second. They've learned from the mistakes of bait yesterday. Tessus will close it off the back of 1. Simple. Super simple. That's Heroic. Doubling down and putting Metizport kind of right back to square one. Heroic breathing down their neck, and Metizport, we're looking at this T side. Like we said, it's got to start chaining rounds together, and if they don't, can be a little funky. Temper Chiquinho. It gates alongside it as well. This mammoth task in tall order above the head of Metizport right now is not easy, and I'm sure these youngsters are starting to feel that pressure.
Yeah, it definitely is getting to them at this point. Nothing seems to be working. They've gone A, they've gone B. They've got the executes, but maybe they don't have the experience, you know? There's only one way to get it, and that is in the officials. That is in the games. As we said, a huge risk to play for your Dallas spot on Anubis, and, well, you can see why. They lost the first map, and it all comes down to this. Absolutely mental. Going to need a, you'll pardon the pun, heroic performance from Metizport. Right there on my screen, the first word that came into my head. And I could not fight the opportunity. Either way, Metizport not really making many moves here now.
No, they're not. They are grouping. At least water would have been heard there. That's lots of in hand as well. The second that one fades, he'll drop one of his own. And it goes. A smoke as well to give them space. A lot of useful towards the B side. It's going to be a scrappy fight, but I think Metizport should be able to get a bomb here.
You would indeed think so. There's a lot of spam through this smoke, however, and it is really keeping them at bay. They're just waiting for the reloads to come off. Whoa, it's close. NertZ going to deny it in that angle. He will lose his life, but only 10 seconds to get the bomb down. 4 players to get through. You're going to need probably 2 of those to get the plant, but only 5 seconds. Nobody is around to get the bomb. They're just looking for the kills, and it was a little close to death. Either way, Heroic get it. Metizport cannot buy a round right now.
Nice. Nice stuff indeed. 3, but, you know, 3 all, and with how things started for Metizport, we were hoping they could chain a little bit together. They haven't. And now it is kind of feeling right back to kind of how map 1 felt. You know, Vertigo was a bit of a no-show from Metizport, and the rounds haven't exactly been kind or forgiving to them. Yeah, this is not where you want to be. Low buy. Probably a pop towards A here. Nikilos going to take first contact, and thankfully has the support around the corner, so Shush can bail him out if things get dicey. Nate is good, finds a kill, falls away, doesn't need to overface. This is great work. Look at Dice more, and it's just so simple. Against the pistols, isn't too problematic. Fast is there. Milo will get a kill. Will it make a difference for anything? Probably not.
Oh, yeah. That will be all she wrote. Heroic taking the lead pretty swiftly. 4 rounds on the CT side. Quite substantial, quite comfortable. They will indeed be happy with their position thus far. However, Metizport continuing to get the buys out despite a lack of bomb plants. So I think that's certainly commendable, their control of the economy. They just need to make the guns work for them.
Well, the AKs to work with, there is a bit of a sigh of relief. Attack on towards Adams, not exactly a great start. That nade does a big chunk of damage. As the smoke breaks it, Nicolas peeks behind him, but nothing on offer. The AWP, very versatile. It was Rogue, happy to play around here and everywhere. Molotov comes in just that smoke around the corner too. It's going to give Shush a lot of room to work with here. And he'll drop a smoke of his own. Keep them at bay. They can't really afford to fight through this, because that's what'll happen. Pushing a smoke like that, Chiquinho out on B, always going to fall flat and rough.
What is Sus? Oh, big one for him, but traded instantly. Well played by Heroic to go for a two-man move with such a lead, and a decent read here that there will be pressure towards middle. It is that bomb, though, that remains the big issue for Metizport, even if they are able to find some kills to get back into the round. There's only 30 seconds. ZTR isn't seeing anybody. They will try and end A. He may well be able to get the drop. I think he has definitely slipped the net here, but it's all about the timing. And with only 20 seconds now, less than that because of the Molotov, it really is not going to be good. Hickson keeps swapping in between, a little savvy that there might be a flank coming round. Tessus with the big kill there. If he'd gone down as well, then we'd be back on, but he's able to back off. He's able to put Nilo under pressure. Still gets the kill and still going to get the bomb plant here, but surely this gap will close super easily, and down he goes to NertZ.
Response. Bomb plant at the very least is, yeah, it's nice. Bit of a sigh of relief, because it will give them money to work with again, right? At the very least, Metizport are chaining buys together. You mentioned it earlier that keeping good tabs on the econ doesn't really matter, right? It's all well and good getting these buys, but they're not actually doing all too much with them. None of these rounds have been winnable. B and A on the lock. I love how Nikidos as well is playing around both sides. He's not kind of confined to one position. Lil, Mac 10 in play for the TR and Chiquinho respectively. Let's come out too. Just behind that smoke as well, as Tessus looks to try and catch anybody through it. Doing good damage through smokes as well. Alright, they've got those lineups on lock. Nades and spam. Oh my god, Sus swings in through the smoke. That's such a ballsy call, but they needed it.
Yeah, we'll see. I do like the idea. Something to keep Heroic on their toes, but Nikados can't even see both of them. He finds them another kill for him as well. Tessus finishes the round off, but Nikados crushes the hopes of Metizport. The fast round looked like it was going to find some success, some pressure, some confidence for Metizport, but unfortunately, Nikados shuts it down. Timeout coming in, and I should think so.
Man, Metizport, this is a really, really tough but kind of needed tack pause called. I think they know more than most that they are in a hell of a lot of trouble. This is already starting to look, alarmingly problematic. And not the spot you want to find yourself in. 6-3. Heroic have guaranteed at the bare minimum a tied game at the turn of the half. The way they're playing at the moment, they could push. We had 8-4 in the first map. This one feels, with how rapid it's been as well, it could even be more one-sided. I'm worried. Remember, this is Anubis, which, at least statistically speaking, of all the maps, is the closest one to being revered as T-sided. Not a great position to find yourself in. Hero AK for Sus, and that is about it. Not an easy round to try and find.
Chiquinho shoulder spotted. NertZ just keeping control of Dark here. Well read, I think, from Heroic as well to know that it is a low buy, but not ready for the AK, of course. A classic move here from Metizport to go for that hero AK. Nearly gets a kill.
them towards main. There's an expectation that it's going B with how they rotate of Kicksands coming over. The bomb's not committed here, though. That's the only difference. Grouping is probably the right way to play it. NertZ is start being a bit hyper aware that there's a possibility of them coming through water. Hence why he's going to play up towards pillar. Bomb now rotating back towards B. Now smoke comes down aptly timed. For only 40 seconds on the clock, they're not going to have a huge amount of time to work with here. Has to be said, Metizport, this pop for a bomb plant is going to be a big ask. There's a lot of presence here, and Kicksan's not far away in the rotate.
Well-timed smoke to keep the main at bay. Wilder coming in from the pillar. Only able to find one. Quick trades in, and it's Chiquinho finding Kicksan that is the big deal. You said he was nearby, but he goes in a little wild there, and he gets punished for it. 2 versus 2 on a retake here. First time in a while, but Shushi knows what's up. Getting cheeky with it. Nikados catches Chiquinho trying to be the hero, and despite the 3K from the young gun, they're not going to be able to get it done. Metizport losing out here. Heroic can do no wrong. This is now 7 in a row for them.
Yes, yeah. There is, you know, unfortunately no competition. Heroic are just not pulling any punches. And 2 right. 2 right. IEM Dallas spot on the line. Why would you? Why would you? This has been an incredible run. It's been heroic. Putting the young guns backs against the wall and actually showing sort of where they stand right now in terms of the overarching kind of premise of the series. We said Metizport were the underdogs, quite heavy underdogs at that, but I think many people would have expected it to be this one-sided. Ultimate round of the half. Metizport need a 4th at the bare minimum. Chiquinho, lucky man to stay alive. Very lucky. He does get tagged. One grouping, they're going to go B, they're going to go B quick as well. Up close, Tetas for 1. Nilo falls, he lines up a second. Anubis drops as well. They're trying to pop and pressure these guys on B, and they are not faltering even for a moment. NertZ on the swing. He will fall, though. One might just go down.
Ooh, oh, big shot from Susp. That might give Metizport the chance that they need here. Big retake, incoming, big post plant. Oh, and an aggressive move from ZCR. Confidence not knocked, it would seem. He needs dealing with, and this man is unstoppable right now, leaving Shush all alone to figure this one out. Smoking a Molotov will get rid of Chiquinho for the time being. ZCR falls. Oh my goodness, no way. He double spray down coming in, but he's not found this other player. He's going to have to get on the bomb, hold it, hope, and pray. Chiquinho, though, not taking any chances, goes straight through the smoke to secure the round. Everybody falls for Metizport, but finally they've put a stop to Heroic.
It's so needed. I think 4 rounds, you always say it's feasible. You get a pistol, you get a couple off the back of it, you can chain a few in a row. 9-3 definitely feels like the realms of possibility, even though it is Heroic, of course, who had a couple of hiccups with 9-3s against Preezy in an opening game of the quals. 7-4, though. Final round here for Metizport. Make it 7-5, and we're at least, you know, working with something. Not exactly cooking on gas, but, you know, he's cooking to a degree. Comes through. Should drop a smoke as well. Play up close. I like this. It's got a ballsy play, but he might just, I say, a fly here. Double around the corner. Oh my god! Hit the right idea, but the flash denies him from getting a frag there.
Will keep a push from happening. Metizport, therefore, rethinking their ideas. They may well be coming back for a different avenue. They're sticking around. I think just spreading out a bit wider so they don't get flanked out. It looks like the A bomb site is still where they want to go. Nice pick up from Nikados. Shush on top here at the back of Fish. A little bit of a boost up. Oh, the Molotov, the smoke though takes ages to go down. Still looking good with a 2-man advantage. Rotation front round as well. Kicksan catches another, and that will be all she wrote. 8-4 at the turn of the half. Heck of a CT side. 7 in a row. 8 in 9 from Heroic. Will it be enough to secure their spot at Dallas? Find out after the break. Rinse and repeat of the first map, then Heroic on the weaker side of the map, finding themselves a really strong half. So this could bode well for them. They were unable on that Metizport side to really get their second half off the ground. And it might be more of the same, but we'll see. Pistol, of course, makes all the difference. And yeah, I don't know. The pressure, the back's up against the wall. You got to figure it out. Gun to your head. What do you do? This is where good becomes great.
It does really start to already feel like now or never for the youngsters, right? No pistol here, and I think they're in a lot of trouble. That could be Heroic just spiraling to double digits the same way they did map number 1, and they can just walk away with the map. I mean, 7 rounds in a row for Heroic. Just so beautifully done. And it was water. They've made their way through. I don't know if NertZ knows about this, and he's not exactly going quiet about it either, so he's a known quantity, at the very least. But then they make noise as well. NertZ, with a fight. Struggling to convert. It has to pull up a reload as well. Under pressure, finds one. Looking for a second, but he can't quite get it. Adam is so low.
So, on the ghoulies. Quick flick, big kill. However, bomb itself is headed towards A. Plant successful here. Shush, meanwhile, on the backside is cutting off rotations. Oh, he spotted out one there as well. Getting a little giddy for it, but he calls on some support to try and isolate this player. ZCR, not in the best spot. Kicks him hidden around the corner. Will he be expected? No, but the kill still comes in. Shush is there on the trade, though. That was the idea. Sus, with these Julie's going to have to do so much. Tap onto the bomb. Tessis goes in for a peek, sees that there's nobody on it. And that should be all she wrote. Susp is very far away from the bomb site here. Will get his hands onto that kit, but there is absolutely no time. Heroic, yet again, have done it.
Yeah, and now they're just pulling further and further away. Anyone saving? Who's gonna die? Low on ammo. Both of them have to reload, so both of them fall away. Scrappy fight at the tail end, but won't make a difference. 9-4. I don't think you buy here if you Metizport. I think you want to get into the rifles as soon as. Heroic for them. That 10th is around that corner. They are going to go for that investment, though. Double MP9. FAMAS and a double deagle. Metizport for them. A lot of the onus on this game feels like it comes down to this. Triple stack through B. Only one towards A. Nilo on just a deagle, but it does make that thing sing. Can't him out just yet. The Heroic found a 10th there. I feel like this already starts to spell the beginning of the end.
Spamming away at mid. Behind that smoke, though. Dixon getting a bit of a nade. Smoked off. Sends a nade of his own. You know, we are just tit for tat at the moment. Nothing all that substantial being traded. There goes NertZ, however. Finding a frag. Trying to spot on the minimap where it might have been. It looks like outside of B here would make sense. Chiquinho trying to follow in the footsteps of his teammate. A risky move, and he is now committed. ZTR, Nilo both falling. Chiquinho, he does his work, but it might not be enough.
Close. Adam B onto back. Really good onto back as well, but the numbers still favoring that are Heroic, and they're going to pop towards A. Nobody here. Back in the corner. Kesa. Adam B was tempted at a peek, and there is a decision now. Did he even give this a go? They might even just call for a save. With an AK in the hands of Chiquinho, and now a Galil for Adam. I don't think saving's the worst call here. It's all they're going to have to work with in the next round, but that is going to be Heroic finding that 10th. They are spiraling to success now with such ease as well. These rounds are, you know, barely even a fight. Let's not beat around the bush. Simple and effective, and no real question marks have been had here. I'm really worried for Metizport, and I don't really know what left they have in the locker. They have a kind of a sort of a buy to work with in the next. They might eco around these. Maybe just upgrade to pistols, but essentially feels like, what, maybe 1 or 2 full buys left if they're lucky.
Terrorists win.
Yeah, I mean, indeed. It's just not looking good. At the end of the day, it's looking like Heroic should be able to smoothly sail to this 2-0 and to the Dallas spot. Metizport meeting their match, you know, and it's tough. It is tough. First game of the day for them. You know, you've not really had any time to warm up. It can be very, very difficult to hit the ground running. Heroic, though, looking in full control from the minute go. Metizport playing very reactively and just not comfortable enough on the maps that have come out today and unable to match on an individual level. Shush with, I think, 26 on the previous map. You know, there was nobody even close to that on the Metizport side of things. It is hard. It is very, very hard. A long run through the lower bracket may well end here. Quick burst onto A is beautiful. Chiquinho may well keep his AK alive, but it's yet another round leaning in favor of Heroic.
And that's how you pop A as well. Beautifully done. Flash in the corner. Mac-10 getting up to catch that pillar player off guard and a swing on towards the left-hand side of sight. So simple, so effective. Just no mistakes are being made by Heroic at all. Chiquinho, like you said, for him, it's just keeping that AK alive. That's all they care about. The smoke's come down towards that a CT. Double AK Galil in towards the next round. It's not the worst thing in the world. The main thing is just making sure they stay alive. They are sticking around for fights, at least in the tail end, though. This could be traded out, which exactly is, you know, it's not what they would want. TR. Bad idea. Going over facing, though. TR not giving that fight that he won. 11-4. And it feels like we're getting into the tail end of this game now. Heroic. Eyes on the prize, that Dallas spot, and it's in their grasp. They've just got to find these final two. A full buyout for Metizport, and it could be their final full buy two. Don't exactly have a huge amount of money left over. Man, this is... It's not the position to be in. Goes without saying, Heroic find this. That is all she wrote. Chiquinho gets tagged by the scout. Nicholas takes the tag himself, but it's only a small one.
Susp spots NertZ above the smoke. Here we are, Metizport finding themselves a man advantage, putting Heroic under duress. Utility coming out here to charge in towards A, trying to answer the frag with a bit of an A burst, catching them off guard on the A bomb site maybe. No kills as yet, but they've got control. Smoke coming round. NertZ out of action. Shush follows him through the smoke. Doing so well on these smoke frags this game. Bomb has yet to be planted. They've got plenty of time to get it down, and Shush will look to control of this area. An absolute brute right now. It is still an even situation. Metizport could get this done, particularly with that nade frag coming in. It's now all down to Nikodos on the scout. You don't expect too much from him here. And indeed, he will be denied. Metizport staying alive.
Sigh of relief, isn't it? Right? You know, such a needed round for Metizport. Already can say at least better than map number one. Turn this on its head still requires a kind of immaculate level of consistency. And that already, you know, that was Nicholas on a scout, for example. Kind of the AWP now in towards this round. The challenge that Chiquinho. 11-5. Not got a whole lot of life left in them, but any sort of consistency out of Metizport here in the CT side might buy them a lifeline, staying alive. You know, so far the thoughts and conversations on map number 3 are well out of the realm of possibility just yet. God, that spam is eerily close there. Chiquinho will somehow avoid the tags and fall away. Doesn't want to overface.
Oh my god, just spamming away, man. This is ridiculous, some of these moments. On these smoke spams from Heroic. Gonna give them the advantage here into the most important round of the series thus far. Metizport cannot afford to get reset here. Down to 4. A bomb site totally open, Neo. Oh man, they couldn't get any unluckier.
And they go for a little bit of a gamble when the numbers are low. I don't hate it, right? Grouping together, trying to make something work. Might even be a fight at the tail end. There's ZTR just about doubles away in time. Nicolas got a really good timing on this flank. They've just cleared mid and nobody was there. But actually, it looks like they're posturing for a save regardless. So even though it's only the one casualty, it's enough for them to realize that it's just a no-go. They cannot find their way back into the site, and that will be that. Heroic up to 12. Metizport, IEM Dallas hopes getting thinner and thinner by the moment. They will save so they can reinvest and rework in towards the next. And thankfully, you know, with the funds of Susp and Co, they can at least drop over towards Nilo. It's something to work with, so we can have that full bell to util. But it is, you know, the definition of now and ever. It's do or die for Metizport. Staying alive in the map, in the series, with the chances of that IEM Dallas spot as they're rapidly being snatched away from their grasps. And Heroic, you know, so deserved. 13-4 map number 1. Metizport have only got 5 rounds of map number 2. I mean, what a showing. Boys versus men, quite literally out there, but metaphorically too, in what has been just a dominant display. Oh.
Okay, NertZ's going to open up and start to hammer this one home. Nilo in that dark. They'll know that he's around here. Molotov will make his life awkward. Actually doesn't really do all that much, but, you know, it's enough of a sound distraction at the end of the day. Let's see. 2 remain to keep it alive. Chiquinho coming in from A. ZTR on the side itself has to go nuclear. First comes in. Position now going to be known. Scope heard. The label spray down by Shoes, but Chiquinho had no idea. NertZ will find the final kill, and Heroic have secured themselves at Dallas. A difficult road after yesterday, of course. It looked like maybe they had met their match, met their maker, but they were the makers today as Metizport could not deliver.
An incredible display. This is the Heroic you know and love.